Hello again, you magnificent people. Welcome back to HemingwayLand.com, your source for quality, affordable land. This is our weekly preview of all the properties going live on the website for tomorrow, Friday, April 30th, 2021. Before we get to that, I do want to thank all the people who've been buying land from us this past week. A list of buyers, which in Socorro County alone includes Egan, Robert, Alicia, and Charles, and out there in Huerfano County, we listed 2 new properties last week, and Grant swooped in and scooped up the first one within 24 hours, so thank you to Grant. Additionally, Grant submitted his sale purchase agreement to the title company also within 24 hours, so Grant is Johnny on the spot, and that, of course, is always greatly appreciated because the title companies have no sense of urgency, so it's always nice when the minor parts of this process that we do have some control over get done quickly. Anyway, so thank you to all of our buyers, thank you to Grant. And, yeah, all right, new properties, guys. Going live on the website this week, as you can see from the state flag, we are back in Nevada, not Nevada, as some people say, but Nevada. Got new properties out here in Nye County, specifically within the town of Pahrump. As with our other properties, these are more residential lots with city utilities or access to city utilities, all out here in Pahrump. Of course, we got the main Pahrump page, which has a bunch of information on it and will be updated as time goes on, and I sort of organically just learn things about the region. But of course, directing your attention to the spreadsheet right here. On the spreadsheet, we're updating this with the 4 new properties that are going live this week. I will not bore you with the details, people. I will, however, just bring up some photos of the first property, giving you a sense of exactly how close this is to this developed region over here, how far city or how close city utilities really are to this property. This is the first one, and of course, if you look at this one on the map, you can see that excuse me, you can see that out here you've got a really densely developed region right here, and this is really the next street to take on development. So it's in a really good spot, one that will likely appreciate quickly over time, particularly with all the building that's going on out here. That's the first property. The second property that we've got is this one. This is roughly about, as you can see from here from the outline, roughly about 500 feet from this developed home site area, a region with all city utilities right here. And of course, on the map, you can see that not only is it close to these homes, the ones that are about 500 feet away, but also very close to this built-up development right here. So more lots that we anticipate should be very easy and affordable to build on. Of course, like all of Pahrump, these areas are serviced by city utilities, but, you know, some it's a little easier to get hooked up than others. Anyway, the next property. So just want to let you guys know, I'm going to have little property-specific videos on this listing and on the next listing page tonight. Just some things that I felt I wanted to discuss, couldn't quite explain them well enough within the property-specific notes, so I made little videos for these pages, which will be down by the photo galleries. Whatever the case, this one's a really interesting property. It looks like it's, from the photos, it looks like it's pretty remote. It looks like it's out by the foothills. But if you actually go through this, what you will see is that here's the subject property, and here are some nearby developed home sites. And of course, I keep saying developed home sites, and what I mean by that is they've got power, they've got underground utilities, they've got water and sewer lines, so on and so forth. So wanted to take the time to point out exactly how close this is to those lots, roughly about 900 feet. And if you bring it up on a map, which of course I do in the video tonight, you can see that you've got homes being built over here along with really just up and down this corridor right here. I think what you find a lot out here in Pahrump is that you have people who want to build, and so they buy corner lots. And so the corner lots, the stuff hugging the main roads, gets built up first. And then once somebody has built some more and utilities have been extended to a certain position, you know, then other people start to build in that area and they get extended further and further out. It's kind of a monkey see, monkey do type of thing. I'm sure there's always also some kind of economic reasons for it as well, financial reasons. Whatever the case, this property is a little bit further out, but really only about 900 feet from the subject lots. As you can see, there are lots up here that have been built out that far. So likely not prohibitively expensive. And my guess is if you're saving up the money to build your own house, you've probably factored this sort of thing in. But anyway, another really nice lot within that sort of path of development. Finally, guys, we've got this lot going up on the website tonight. This is a large corner lot, large by Pahrump standards, roughly about 1/3 of an acre, out here at the corner of Oakleaf and Whistler. And as you can see, there's nearby development roughly about 1,500 feet away. The video tonight that I'm going to post on this listing page, that property-specific video, is going to talk about, yeah, you know, it's not really in the path of development. All that is kind of densely clustered over here. You're about 1,500 feet away. Who knows how much it's going to cost to get power extended out there. But I like this property because I think this is a good investment property, and I'm discussed this a lot more in the video tonight, but as you can see, it sits adjacent to this master plan community over here, Ventano at Mountain Falls by Taylor Morrison. Taylor Morrison is kind of a high-end home builder in Pahrump, $250,000, $300,000 starting price for properties. And as you can see, this one is, all these are being built up along the golf course. They own all this land over here. Probably some of it has been built up since the satellite photo was taken. But the point is that property values are increasing in this area. Additionally, this sits very close to kind of what we'll call the entrance to Pahrump from Vegas up here on Blue Diamond Road, up here on Highway 160. So as you're coming into town, or as the town builds out closer to Vegas, my guess is it's going to be this area that's getting built up more and more and kind of extends down further. So having a lot like this, even if you're not going to build on it, even if you're just going to hold it, whatever, for the next 10 years, just pay the taxes on it. My guess is in about 10 years' time, or 5 or 10 years' time, it's going to be worth a lot more than the $7,500 we're charging for it, particularly as, the utilities just get built out to this point just organically, just because of the nature of the development that's happening in this region, etc. Should also mention this property is in very close proximity to a place where you can go and race Ferraris, right here, the Ron Fellows Performance Driving School. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so those 4 new properties going live on the website tonight for anybody interested in being Vegas adjacent, for anybody interested in building out there in Pahrump, the last sort of affordable real estate within southern Nevada. These are good lots to take a look at. Anyway, guys, also up on the website this weekend, we got 5 new properties going live in where else? Rio Grande Estates. We've been rolling out properties there now for 4 weeks in a row. We're going to continue rolling properties out, I believe, throughout the entirety of May, probably into June. Every week, we're going to have new lots out there. We're doing a lot of buying, and we're trying to do even more buying. Whatever the case, a bunch of 1 acres up on the website. We're adding a few more, and 1 new 2 acre this weekend. Of course, on the main page, we've got linked the spreadsheet. Couple things I just want to point out here in the spreadsheet. 2 properties that I want to highlight to you guys. By the way, guys, quick thing. I will have people call me, and they will say, how can I reference the property? And they'll say, like, do you want me to read you the GPS coordinates? And in my mind, I'm like, Lord, no, please don't. And then I'll say, like, the reference number or the legal description. And nobody seems to know what I'm talking about. Whatever the case, you guys live at a house, you live at whatever, 123 Main Street. The legal description is the equivalent of that. So anybody who wants to call and talk to us about these properties, it's very easy to just go 29714 and I'll know what you're talking about. Whatever the case. Going up on the website, guys, 29714. This is the first one I want to show you. This one up here at the corner of Jacinto and something or other. Whatever the case, this property sits just a little bit north of the highway. You're still in a region right here where the roads are pretty good. Power is not terribly close. Nearest power source is roughly down here. If we right-click and measure distance, down here to this area, roughly about 3/5 of a mile southwest. By the way, always easy to find where this utility is because of this property right here. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like this property looks like something. I feel like it resembles something, and it just kind of always jumps out at me on a map. So, there you go. Anyway, nearest power is over there. You can also see some home sites right here. Let's see that Landio guy point out phallic-shaped properties in his videos. He's not going to do that. Anyway, so that's the first one I want to make you guys aware of. The second one is up here. This is Unit 4, Block 182, Lot 11. It looks like you're in the middle of the desert, but the interesting thing about this is if you pull back a little bit, 2 roads down, roughly about 1,000 feet south of the subject property, you will see what is kind of unusual out here, which is a utility easement running along this region right here, really up and down this entire road. And of course, this leads over to here to the developed subdivision that sits just to the immediate west of Rio Grande Estates. So you've got a lot of residences over here with power, underground utilities, so on and so forth. So this property is not terribly far from all that, roughly about 1,000 feet from power to the south and about 2,000 feet west of the subject property. You will also find power lines over here. Helpfully, guys, on the listing page, we did this little diagram. There you go. I don't know that anybody actually looks at the specific listing pages, but we did this just to help give you a sense of what exactly we're talking about with proximity to power. This is not terribly far, particularly in a region like this. So might be easier than you would imagine to get power extended to the subject property. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, guys, we will be back next Friday with property in New Mexico. We got something that came out of escrow recently that is not in Rio Grande Estates. So we'll have more of that. And additionally, we'll have more land in Rio Grande Estates, essentially for the same reason that Willie Sutton robbed banks. So check that out next Friday when it goes live on the website. In the meantime, guys, check out these new Pahrump properties, these new Rio Grande Estates properties. Hopefully, you will find something that you like. And as always, Thanks for watching, guys. My weekend begins in 3, 2, 1.